And that salary cap situation, the money they save on Saquon, they were able to use that money and allocate it to different things. Because they want to sign Devin Singletary, a very competent back. And I want to pull up his stats real quick, and you pull up his stats.
Yeah, I got it right here.
We're
Devin?
gonna pay them. I believe they saved around. I'm off the $7 million on the salary or some shit like that. Some they saved a lot of money on that, and they were able to allocate that money other places. What do you like? Okay, you said Saquon is a top 5 back Q, right? Now we all know how the market is treating the running backs, from Jacobs to what's the kid from Dallas?
Pollard.
Pollard, Henry, to Eckler. You know, we all know all the guys, right?
This year was a splash, though. This year was a big splash compared to last season. How they were mistreated. This year was a big splash for a lot of runners.
I'm surprised. I almost feel like the Eagles overpaid Saquon, but from what market value is determining their worth. But Devin Singletary, what do you think, man?
The Tacoma TRD Pro.
I like him because even though he's like 3 inches shorter than Saquon, I like him because he's always been a back that since we coming in, we didn't have a good offensive line until we signed a couple of guys that we just signed. But long story short, he's a guy that could run and make holes for himself and could break tackles. You know what I mean? He's no Saquon, obviously, but he's a Dable and Shane guy. You know, he had a great couple of years.
He had a great, I want to say great, but very good year last year.
Yeah, you know, he rushed what for 898 4 touchdowns, 4.2 yards. You know, after catch,
30 receptions, which Saquon does very well.
Exactly. You know how much? What? Let me see. Yeah, 38 targets.
Yeah,
he's not going to extend the play though. Like, and that's my worry. We don't have any playmakers. Let's keep it a buck, bro. Like Devin, Singletary is not gonna
on offense.
That's what I mean. Yeah, on offense. Like Singletary is not gonna take it for a quick screen 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage and turn that shit to a 60-yard touchdown. Let's be very realistic. But with Saquon Barkley, with
Saquon out the backfield.
Yeah, one thing I like that he's not a big time fumbler. He's not a fumbler like Saquon. Saquon was fumbling a lot towards the end of the year. He doesn't really fumble the ball.
Saquon
carry 4.2. That's decent. He has 4 TDs. Not great in the red zone.
He has 11.4 yards per catch. Like, you know, when he's receiving, that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
think it's good enough, and we got to add obviously a playmaker. We all know. Q, my bad. Finish. My fault. The Giants are going.
Yeah, definitely, because it is. It's definitely not a bad move. You know, and it's definitely not an improvement, but we're not flatlining either. We're just basically, you know what I mean? We're just staying there. You know, it was just a lateral move. We didn't fall back. We didn't move forward. But let's keep it a buck, man. Like, like, what are we really gonna do on offense? Like, this is the real worry. Like, we're stacking our defense for what? Like, we're not gonna be able to hold every fucking team in the NFL that we play next season to 14 points, and then we can't even score 14 points ourselves.
True that.
I'm trying to understand like what the move is. I'm not mad about it, but I'm mad about it because like we still have no offense and we don't even know what Daniel Jones is gonna do. We got Drew Lock. They're probably gonna get a quarterback. Like, I'm not optimistic. I'm not optimistic for the Giants to do shit for the next 3 years, bro. I'm not optimistic for them to do anything. Let's keep it a buck, bro. Let's be realistic.
All right.
The Giants can't score no points. What they averaged last season? Maybe 18, 17 points or some shit like that. Like, and that's barely, and that was only maybe 1.5 touchdowns.
Yeah, I did hear that they were looking at AJ Dillon as another backup for running back. AJ Dillon played last year. He was running back with committee with Aaron Jones in the Packers. He had a pretty decent season, 613 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3.4 yards after catch, whatever. So if we had him, I don't like the whole running back by committee thing. I agree with Q. I think we're gonna be super trash on the offense, but that defense, y'all mentioned that defense.
We got exponentially.
I mean, You add that kid, I thought that was a great deal. I know y'all agreed with me. Traded for Brian Burns.
Oh man,
he's
Brian
25
Burns.
for 5 years, 150 million. Yo, they just handed him to us, and then you add Brian Burns with Thibodeau and Dexter Lawrence. Forget about it. That's a three-headed monster right there, man. I love that. That's one of the things why I say losing Saquon was worth it because of the guys that we added. We added a couple of O-linemen too. Like, that was big for us. That was real big for us. Drew Lock, I was not really a big fan of Drew Lock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, listen, Drew Lock playing behind Geno. He was drafted as a baseball player. Listen, we got to address the quarterback situation, but Brian Burns, so let's contextualize and let's put things into the proper order they went. We know we were in contract negotiations with the X-Man, right? I love X. I think X is a phenomenal.
That was your boy. Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Him and Pinnock on the other side. I was like, damn, they got a dope secondary along with Adoree and Deontay. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, that secondary is official.
Hell yeah.
He
came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised they let X-Man go. We kind of knew Adoree was gonna walk out the door. So I was a little tired, like, yo, y'all should have really tried to get X-Men. But then when I say they got Brian Burns, I said, okay, so this is where we talked about some of that Saquon money being allocated to other things, some of that future Daniel Jones money. That's also writing on the wall, in my opinion, for Daniel Jones with the contract of Burns. Burns is a step under, in my opinion, of a Micah Parsons. He's not as good as Micah, but he's the guy under Micah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Phenomenal pass rusher. You talked about the Giants. I was a little upset when we gave Leonard Williams away. I was confused actually. I'm like, Williams is a baller. Like, we got the pick for him, right? But now I kind of see the plan. I'm an emotional guy. Like I jump out windows. But let me bring this back in. We got rid of Marshall, okay. But Thibodeau, started off the season a little bit slow. Back half of the season, phenomenal. He looked fucking phenomenal. He had that stretch of like 5 games where he was tearing shit up. He's an edge rusher. He's only going to get better. He's only going to get stronger. Coming off the edge, Burns coming off the edge, the interior pressure with Dexter Lawrence. We don't know what they're going to play. They're going to do a 3-4, 4-3. We don't know. It looks like maybe a 3-4 from what the personnel they got right now. They got Okereke, those guys in the back in the linebacker core.
Yes.
Right. What are Giants known for? Right. Early the 86 Giants.
Defense.
90 Giants. The 2000 Giants. The 2007 Giants. The 2011 Giants. Those edge rushers.
Yes.
That's where our bread and butter was, right?
Always been.
We had decent safeties and corners in the secondaries. The DB.
My man Jason Sehorn.
You know what I'm saying? But we had Lawrence Taylor,
Michael Strahan, OC
Tuck, even what's the dude that went to DC for a minute?
Oh damn, I forgot his name too.
I always forget his name, man. He had a big sack on Tom Brady. In that
Alfred.
Yeah, Alfred.
Alfred something.
Right. So that's our bread and butter. So I think we're getting back to that. Same way the Steelers, that was always their bread and butter. We'll talk about the Steelers in a little bit. I think we're getting back to that. Also, some great offensive line, some decent offensive line acquisitions, right?
Yeah, man.
So Runyon Jr. Solid offensive lineman.
His pops played for us.
Yeah, Illuminor.
Oh, yes, from the Raiders.
And who's the other guy? Simpson? No, that's on the Jets. Who else we get? No. We got
I know we picked up Runyon. We picked up Illuminor. And I know I don't know the other guy, but I know we picked up.
Wait, the other guys. Hold on, I got it right here. Illuminor, Runyon, and
I know we picked up. Well, since we're talking about defense, I know we picked up.
Right now. No, we're talking about offensive line now. Illuminor, Runyon. Did we pick up another line? I'm a little sauced up.
Didn't we sign? We resigned someone. We resigned one of our old linemen, didn't we? Something like that. Well, that's the Jets. I get confused with both of these teams.
Oh, the Jets signed somebody too. I got pull it up. Who do we sign? Aluminor Runyon. I'm
Yeah.
super drawing a blank right now.
Yeah.
Part of self.
But yeah, and why you do that, yo? Just while you know, and one of the thing I want to also include about the defense, you know, and I totally agree with you saying, Cash, for stacking up, and it does resemble an older team, like you know how the Giants always used to play. But I think it's a key moment that we're forgetting. You know, even though we lost Wink. Like I think we need to give Shane Bowen. I think that was a smart move too, getting him as a defensive coordinator, because I think it's going to be a smooth transition, because he does run a 3-4, and he did have the Titans, I think, like sixth place overall defense. Like like I think they were like almost like second or third in like red zone defense. I think they're really building it to his play style, and I think it was a very smart move, because I don't think you really have to change too much. All he has to do is just win over the locker room, and it's a smooth transition. It's like, all right, shit, because they're very similar. Obviously, I would prefer Wink a little bit more, but I think getting Shane and building it around that, it's just I think it's gonna be a really smooth transition. I think they just need to figure out what the fuck they're gonna do on the offense.
I agree. What you think about them adding, since we lost McKinney, our safety, what you think about adding another safety in Jalen Mills? Played for the Pats under Belichick and played in the Eagles. He played in the Eagles when they beat the Pats in that Super Bowl. You know, some playoff experience or Super Bowl experience there. I think, you know, even though he's a vet, he pretty solid. I mean, he's no McKinney. McKinney was a beast for us last year, but I think Jalen Mills was a good plus. And also, you know, they added Isaiah McKenzie from the Colts. You know, he's short, but like you were saying earlier before we got on, he no stud, but he's a good pickup. You know what I mean? He's a good pickup for us. You know, help us out. But it's like you said earlier, he's another Paris Campbell for us. So it's what's going on?
We're gonna be called the New York Giant Bills.
and like Giants. The little Giants.
I like the Isaiah McKenzie. He's a 3, but he's like one. He's like the rest of them dudes. Let's not act like he's a super playmaker. But I just want to go back to the offensive line for a second, man. We desperately needed to address that right side of the line.
Yes,
from guard to tackle. You know, Evan Neal. We always been shitting on Evan Neal from the rip.
Revolving door.
Address that.
Revolving door. Right.
We dread the left side. We already know was solidified. So we're gonna see what Daniel does behind his, you know, new kind of fortified line. But what all this tells me, you address the line. You got some mean pass rushers. We're gonna have to probably go out in free agency and get a safety. We don't know exactly what they're gonna do. But this tells me for sure they're in the market for QB or receiver.
Yeah, man. Yeah. There was I'm sorry to cut you off. There was a report that I saw. Rich Eisen was saying that they were hearing a lot that the Giants brass was saying about Daniel Jones. 2 words: buyer's remorse. Buyer's remorse. A lot about the Giants. So that means they are probably in the market at the draft with the 6th pick and trying to get, you know, one of these top QBs that are on the board right now. But it just who's going to fit in this Dable Shane system that you're seeing they're trying to create, especially now getting all these guys that used to be former players with them on the Bills. So who's going to fit for us? That's like my big question to you guys, or just period about the Giants.